welcome back to Mallory in the Making and the new series Meals in the Making, where I bring you all kinds of lean and green meal prep recipes for your Optavia or non-Optavia journey. Last week I did all of the meals on crock pot recipes. This week we're going to have a Mexican theme. Living down in South and Central Texas, we love Mexican food here. Enchiladas, tacos, what else? There's all kinds of stuff. We love it all. But today we're going to be cooking two Mexican recipes for you and meal prepping them for our week. So we are going to be making a Mexican Fiesta taco turkey burger. Try saying that 12 times fast. And the other thing we're going to be making is a Mexican ground beef casserole. That one is going to be one of my new personal favorites. I haven't even tried it yet, but the ingredients look so delicious. I cannot wait to bring it to y'all. So let's get started. For this recipe, you will need 1 pound of ground turkey, which I forgot to do this before I started the recipe, so the ground turkey has been used. A cup of bell pepper. Now I used half a cup of red and half a cup of green. You can use whatever you'd like. You can use yellow, you can use orange, you can use red, you can use green, whatever you'd like. 2 teaspoons of 30% less sodium taco seasoning. A teaspoon of some kind of salsa, any kind you'd like. A dash of Worcestershire sauce. And 1 tablespoon of water. That's literally it, y'all. That is all. So for this next recipe, we're gonna be making Fiesta taco turkey burgers. Sounds really delicious. The first thing I'm gonna be doing is I'm going to be taking out and coring these bell pepper, green bell peppers, and red pepper. And then I'm gonna be chopping them up and getting a half of a cup of each of them to make 2 Fiesta taco turkey burgers. You want to make sure you get most of the seeds out. Now you're not going to be able to get all of them out, and if you can, I commend you, but just most of them works, and get all, the extra core in there out. Okay, so I am using 99% lean, 1% fat ground turkey breast for this recipe. I already cut it open, as you can see it's exploded. And now I'm gonna start just putting it all into this bowl so I can start making our taco burger patties. So we're going to use the entire tube of this because I'm gonna be making 1 for Robbie and 1 for myself. So I'm actually doubling this recipe, but everything that you're seeing is how I am doubling it. So no need to make any kind of conversions. I'm then gonna dump in the red peppers and the green peppers. Again, I have half a cup of each. 2 teaspoons of low sodium taco seasoning. Again, I'm just using the H-E-B brand. Super simple, cheaper, and it works, so it's great. I'm gonna use a tablespoon of water. Just a dash of Worcestershire sauce. And then also a dash of hot sauce. So you can use Frank's hot sauce, you can use Tabasco, you can use paste, you can use whatever it is that you like to use. I'm going to be using medium paste chunky salsa. I'm just gonna put in a teaspoon of this. Then is the fun part. I'm gonna get my hands dirty, mush this all together, mix it all together with my hands, and turn it into 2 hamburger patties or 2 taco burgers. I should have let Robbie do this part.
I'm good.
So then I'm just gonna cut this in 2, or kind of half this, and make this into a burger-shaped feel. These are gonna be humongous, y'all, so don't be afraid of that. And I'm gonna let Robbie do the honors of grilling these on a skillet just on the stove.
You can also grill these outside too.
Yes, these can also be grilled outside. Now, one thing I do recommend, if you're realizing like I am right now that this is a huge amount, you can split this into 2 smaller burgers, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So even though I'm cutting this into 2 smaller burgers, 2 burgers is still gonna equal 1 lean and 1 green. So you will get to have like a side salad with this, or if you wanna wrap it in lettuce to have that as your bun, that would work also. But like I said, Robbie's now gonna put these on a skillet, broil them on high, and make them into burgers, or you could do them on a grill. Completely up to you. Voila, finished product. This is our Fiesta taco turkey burgers. Like I said, 2 equals 1 lean and 1 green and 3 condiments. So you will need to add 2 other greens, whether that be green beans or a salad, or you even wrap your burger in lettuce. So for the Mexican ground beef casserole, you're going to need some spaghetti squash. So I'm gonna prep this, or actually Robbie's gonna prep this while I'm making the other recipe, because this does have to go in the oven on 400 for about 40 to 50 minutes. So Robbie's gonna cut this in half long ways, hopefully.
Hopefully without killing anybody.
So once you have it cut in half long ways, you're gonna wanna go in and scrape out all of the seeds and all of the, the junk in the middle. So Robbie's gonna take 1/2 and I'm gonna take 1/2. So once you've kind of scooped out the middle, you're gonna lay it on a baking sheet, and then Robbie's gonna put just a drizzle of some olive oil on there. Whoa. And then he's going to, perfect. You just need a little bit. And he's then going to brush it on to make sure he's kind of evenly coated the spaghetti squash. Just gives it a little bit of moisture. And as you can see, the cut doesn't have to be perfect. Robert did a great job. And it's all gonna be just fine in the end, because you're gonna scrape it and make it look like spaghetti noodles afterwards. I know, right? Spaghetti noodles in a Mexican casserole? What? You'll see. And then he's gonna put a little salt and pepper on there just to season it up a little bit. And when these come out, they'll be golden and you can just scrape them. There's the pepper, some salt. And then these will go in the oven, like I said, for about 40 to 50 minutes on 400. Just watch them a little bit, and when they get to be golden, then you can pull it out and start to scrape the insides, but we'll show you that process as well. The spaghetti squash has now come out of the oven, and I'm going to carefully scrape it to get all of the spaghetti noodles off. But I'm gonna do this carefully, and I'm gonna grab a pot holder to do this. It's easiest to do this when it's hot, because then it just comes right off. Now this recipe calls for 4.5 cups of spaghetti squash. However, if I do not use all of this, it's really good if you're just one day feeling lazy and you don't feel like cooking anything, or you haven't had anything meal prepped, or you're out of meal prep, whatever it may be, to just throw some Rouse's marinara sauce on and just make you some spaghetti. It works so well.
We did that
A couple weeks ago. Yeah, we just threw some chicken on it. It was perfect. As you can see, you can scrape this thing down to the skin to get a lot of it. So let's get on to the Mexican ground beef casserole and all that goes in it. So first you're going to need 4.5 cups of spaghetti squash, cooked and shredded, 1 can of Rotel, no salt added, diced tomatoes and green chilies, 1/4 a cup of green pepper, 1 1/4 pounds of ground beef, 2/3 a cup of 2% milk Mexican style blend cheese, 1/2 cup of 2% plain Greek yogurt, 1/2 cup of red enchilada sauce, 3 tablespoons of reduced fat cream cheese, and 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. Okay, so now we're gonna start with our ground beef. We are going to put 1.25 or 1 1/4 pounds of hamburger meat or ground beef. We are using 93% into a skillet. We're also gonna add in 1/4 cup of green peppers. And then your whole can of Rotel tomatoes. You're gonna work with this and brown this until all of the meat has lost its pinkness and it's completely cooked through. So in a medium-sized bowl, we're gonna add a couple things which we'll make into our own enchilada sauce. So we're gonna add 1/2 cup of our red enchilada sauce. I'm using Hatch, it really doesn't matter what you use. We're also gonna add in 1/2 cup of our 2% Greek yogurt. We're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of reduced fat cream cheese. And lastly, into this mix, we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. Then I'm gonna give this a good stir. Now don't worry if your cream cheese doesn't completely mix all the way through and there's a couple lumps in it. It will completely melt once this goes in the oven. Okay, so we have drained all of the liquid and fat off of our meat mixture, and now I'm gonna start putting everything together. So first I'm gonna put the 4.5 cups of spaghetti squash in there. Perfect, we had the perfect amount. Then I'm going to take my enchilada mixture, and I'm gonna pour that on top of there. And then I'm gonna give it a good stir until everything is combined. Oh! And try not to make a mess while you're doing it. Now once you've done that, you're gonna wanna spray down a casserole dish. Mine's a 7x11, it's just a Pyrex dish, but I am gonna spray it down just to make sure that there's not any kind of stickage. I'm using Pam with olive oil in it. And then I'm going to pour my mixture into the casserole dish. I'm going to evenly spread this out. And then lastly, I'm going to sprinkle 2/3 a cup of my Mexican cheese on top. Because Robbie's not too keen on cheese, I'm gonna try and make one side that's a little bit lighter on the cheese, but we'll see how this goes. This will obviously be my side. Gonna put a little bit on his side. So now I'm gonna put this into the oven for about 25 minutes on 350.
And here we have the casserole pulled out of the oven. Woohoo!
So like our good friend Robbie said, this is out of the oven and ready to go. This is actually gonna be 4 servings. So that's a pretty good chunk for each serving. So each serving is going to be 1 lean, 3 greens, and 3 condiments, and because we're using ground beef, there is no healthy fat needed. So thank you guys so much for watching this week's Meals in the Making. I hope you enjoyed them. If you try any of these recipes, please let me know down in the comments what you thought of them. I certainly have enjoyed so far making them. I've been doing meal prepping for a couple weeks, didn't even think to start vlogging them, so I'll definitely continue to do this. If there's anything else you'd like to know about Optavia, or if you're interested in Optavia, or just want some good lean-in greens, go ahead and send me an email. I'll drop my email down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and God bless you.